Hi everyone, my name is Kira and welcome to Kira's Book Den, or welcome back if you've been here before. I am going to be doing a video today about the new book challenge that's going around YouTube, sorry. It's called the Hardest Reading Challenge You'll Ever Do 3.0, or for short, HRCYED. So this is supposed, there's a few versions of this HRCYED challenge. There's like a children's one, and then there's like a full, like 150, 75 to 150 books in a year, and you have to do like multiple books for each prompt. At first, I thought I might do that one, and but then I realized, well, that'll be putting too much pressure on myself, and I already have my own things that I want to do with my reading. And like I don't like to box myself in too much. I've still filled out. There's a spreadsheet. I can show you the spreadsheet. Hang on. Let me. There's a spreadsheet you can fill out. My bad. I'll wait for it to load. And I did fill it out. With all the spaces. Let's see. So that's it there. Oh, that's the spreadsheet there, basically. Sorry, I'm not good at posting up. Anyway, I'm sorry if you didn't see it properly. I'm not good at doing these pop-ups and things. So, except for with the book covers, I'm terrible at editing. And when I try, I always lose a whole bunch of stuff that I've already done. So that's basically what you get. What I can show you. I'm trying to get there. So you've got like all these different things, boxes on the spreadsheet. I did fill them out in case I do them, but I'm not gonna put that much pressure on myself. So I'm doing the version that's just one book per prompt, which is called Ain't No One Got Time for That challenge. So it's 25 prompts and only one book per prompt. So I'm going to share with you what the prompts are, and I'm going to show you what books I've chosen for these prompts. They're going to be a bit of crossover from like other challenges and things that I am going to be doing. So the random TBR challenge I did a video before for that has no start or end date. It's going to overlap a bit for that because I'm only one human working a full-time job and reading as a hobby. So, and I'm not a fast reader, so that's another reason why I was like, maybe I shouldn't do the full challenge. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do for it. Like there's all these gamified versions, like if you get a six-sided dice, and you can like roll it to make it a bit more difficult to choose books, but I ain't doing that. So like for the gamified version, there's like if you roll a 1, you find an author you've never read from, a 2, a non-white author, 3 features a disabled or uncommon MC, main character, 4, a queer author or story, 5, a self-published author, or 6 includes each one of the above modifiers. I'm just doing the easy version. So yeah, if you guys, let me know if you guys are doing this and if you're doing all that gamified stuff. Like this is the challenge alone, the simple challenge alone is enough for me. So let's get on to the prompts and the books that I've chosen. So the first one is choose your party. So this is based on Dungeons and Dragons, where you pick like a group of people to go on quests with. So like um, barbarian, bard, cleric, druid, fighter, paladin, ranger, sorcerer, all that kind of thing. So I went with like the ranger. I think it was the ranger, and I picked A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. This is where I'm up to in the Akatar series. I read the first 3 books previously. Yeah, I'm going to start with that one. This is also a July read anyway for a couple of other challenges I'm doing. Like I said, I'm going to be like overlapping and stuff. Oh, by the way, this challenge goes from the 7th of July this year to the 6th of July next year. But you can like alternate, you can alter the start dates and end dates just if you want, but it basically has to be a year. So from when you start. So I'm going to be doing 1st of July to the 31st of June. Then the second thingy, prompt is periodic table elements. So you just got to look up. She has on the spreadsheet. There's another section that explains the prompts. I'll try to show you that one as well. Again, sorry about this, showing it this way, but I'm not sure. So she has these here, and there's the periodic table. I'm terrible at this. Sorry. That there is the periodic table of elements to pick from. So if you're doing the full challenge, you pick 5 of these, and no repeats. But again, I'm doing just the single one. So I'm doing the next Akatar, Court of Silver Flames. So the silver's in the title there. Let me go back to the little thingies. The next prompt is familial terms. So brother, sister, father, grandfather, mother. Could be step siblings, steps as well. So step uncle, stepfather, step brother, all that kind of thing. So I'm going for a little novella by Kay Webster called His Wife's Daughter. Kay Webster is known for her taboo stuff, and I love her books. So I'm going to be reading that one for that. The 4th prompt is traipsing through the regions. So this one, you basically anywhere in the world, really. You can pick anywhere in the world. A lot of Americans are picking outside of the US, but so like Mediterranean, Southeast Asia, Latin America, Europe, Eastern Europe, Western Europe, all that. But since I'm in Australia, I'm picking one that's set in America, and it's the 3rd book in the series that I listened. I listened to the first one quite a while ago, but it's a series by Molly McAdams. It was called. The book's called Love. It's a sapphic romance. Um, the series is called Secrets in LA. So it's the 2nd book in the Secrets in LA series by Molly McAdams. Then the next prompt is choose your curriculum. So we basically choose a subject that you would have done in school, high school usually. So this could be math, English, science, home ec, so food tech, sewing, history, art, music, all that foreign language. I chose PE/sports. So in America they call PE gym. We call it PE, physical education, here in Australia. So I'm going to be doing, as I'm currently reading The Deal by Elle Kennedy, and I want to read that whole series. So for that one, I'm going to be doing The Score, which is the third book, but I've got the other books in other sections in this thing. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that one, The Score by Elle Kennedy. Number 6 is Road Trip. So you basically have to pick uh, somewhere you might visit on a road trip, but it can't be somewhere that's like a major city or something. So in the US, it wouldn't be like New York or California or even New Orleans or something. In Australia, that would exclude things like Melbourne and Sydney, maybe Cairns or the Whit. I was thinking of doing a book called Whitsunday Dawn by Annie Seaton, but the Whitsundays is a big tourist spot, so I went, I can't do that. So instead, I found a little book that's like a small town romance set in the USA. This is the fourth or fifth book in Melanie Shawn's Hope Falls series. So the town is Hope Falls. The book is, oh damn, it's not telling me what number it is, but the book is called Home to Me by Melanie Shawn, and it's the whatever number. I think it's the fourth one in the Hope Falls series. So that will get me to continue that series. The next one, I haven't picked anything yet because it's called Bookception. So it's based off Inception, where it's like a dream within a dream, but this is like a book within a book. So if you've read any books that is like a book that's mentioned in another book, so it can't be like in like a list of, like you have a backlist list at the back of the book. It literally has to be mentioned in the story. So I don't know what to do with that one because there are not many books that I read that mention other books. I may not even get this one done. I've looked through a bunch of my books and I don't know what to do. So we'll see if I complete that or not. Number 8. Ooh, number 8 is sorry, not so secret prompts, but so apparently, so this is the first time I'm doing this challenge, so I don't know anything about it until literally like 2 days ago. Apparently, this is because this is the third year. Last year, which is 2.0, they did some secret prompts each month, and now they're part of this challenge. So you have to pick a book related to this. If you're doing the full thing, you'll be doing all of them, but it'd be like one book per prompt. But this one, so it includes read a whole book outside, craft on the cover or listen to an audiobook while you're crafting, a pun in the title, first and last name in the title, missed childhood chapter book, a book that I'll get around to tag, a color that's in Joseph's Technicolor coats, and the colors mentioned in the title. The title is the exact same as another. Doom scroll you'll read. Cover features a character in motion. Most recent acquisition or author's last name is a first name. So I went with author's last name as a first name. And also it covers I'll get around to it too because I've had this for a fair while. It's The Devil's Crown by Monica James. So yes, I'm gonna be reading this for a couple of other challenges as well. But so yeah, it's about Alexei, who he was in. I mentioned in the previous video he was in previous novel trilogy by Monica James. He was the bad dude, so he's like the main guy in this. I don't know if he redeems himself or what, but we'll soon find out. um, Number 9 is cover style. So you just have to basically pick. I picked illustrated because again it helps me with one of my series, the the book series that I'm reading with by L. Kennedy. So I'm doing The Mistake, which is book 2. Um, so that's an illustrated cover. You could also do, sorry. You could also do like woman's back facing towards the camera. Um, you could do like one where all the words are the artwork on the cover, like so when the words are like this, like most of the cover. Um, yeah, just pick a style of cover and go with it, basically. Yeah, so I picked L. Kennedy, The Mistake for that one. Next one is number 10 is titular counting. So that means counting how many words are in a title. If you're doing the full thing, you'll be doing 1 to 10. But with the single book um, option, you have to do a book with 6 to 10 words in the title. And I'm going to be doing The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Number 11 is characters to authors. So you choose a book that you recently read, and then you use the main character's name to find an author with the same name, and you read that book. If you're doing the full thing, you would be doing this 3 times. So you'd be finding 3 books with the same name. With this one, I'm going to be doing Adriana Locke Between Now and Forever because one of the other books I'm doing for the prompts, the character's name is Adriana, and I'm going to be reading that in July now because it was in for another challenge I'm doing for July, and I've been wanting to read it for a while, so I'll get to it and I'll show you. But yeah, so this one will be Between Now and Forever, which is a standalone from Adriana Locke. I adore Adriana Locke. I've read Written in the Scars by her, also the Landry series, which is really good. I have all of her books, but I haven't read many of them yet. But yeah, so I need to catch up with her. She just put out a new rugby series, so better catch up. Number 12, I haven't picked yet because it depends on what book I read before this one. It's called Shiratori, which is basically you take the title of a book. So if I was going to use Evelyn Hugo, I'd take an O, and then I'd find a title with the O as the starting of the title. Apparently, you can also do it with the entire last word, but I'm just going to do it with the letter. So I haven't picked that one yet because it's dependent on what I read beforehand before I get to that. Then there's the one called HRCYED Mashup. So you take one prompt from the HRCYED 1.0 and one prompt from HRCYED 2.0. In there, they've got the bingo tables up on the website. And then you just basically find 2 of them and mash them together, and you come up with a new prompt. So I did this one. I can't remember. It was a translation, and well, I'm going to do The Book Jumper by McTard Glasser. I forgot what it was. It was a new release and a translation and something. I can't remember the second one I picked, man. I wrote it down, but I don't know. What did I do? Let me see if I wrote it down here. Oh, yeah. Translated and non-US, UK, and Canadian countries. So that the son is a German author, so that fits perfectly. Then the next prompt is for number 14 is numerical titles. So I'm going to be doing Gentleman 9 by Penelope Ward. He's a bit of a playboy, and he and his mate both fall for the same woman, so they decide to both they make a pact to say that they're not going to be with her, but then the other guy breaks the pact and marries her, and then he stuffs everything up, and then he comes in, basically swoops in, and like tries his hand at it. So yeah. Rainbow of words. Find title with the color in. Find titles with the color in the title as one of the words. So the colors mentioned are or suggested are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, white, black, silver, and gold. If you're doing the whole thing, you'll be doing one for each one. But since I'm just doing the one prompt, I'm going to be listening on Spotify to Silver Elite by Danny Francis. And then good thing about this next prompt is that number 16, animal families. So you basically read a book with an animal on the cover. It can be any kind of animal. And it's really good because I can then straight away listen to the second book in that series, Broken Dove by Danny Francis, because it has a wolf on the cover. So that works out very well. The next one is biomes. So basically, any kind of ecosystem or place in the world, so that it can be natural ecosystems like jungles, rivers, ocean, mountain, any kind of that. But it also includes urban and suburban and things like that as well. And for that one, it has to be on the cover. For that one, I'm doing this one, The Violinist of Venice. It has a city and a river or lagoon, lagoon on the cover. So this is the one that the woman's name is Adriana. So that's going to link up with the one from Adriana Locke. So yeah. So I'll read this one first, and then I can read the Adriana Locke one sometime. Number 18 is called Remix. So it's basically to read a book that's like a tale as old as time sort of story, like one that's been told over and over, like a Hamlet retelling of Hamlet, retelling of Pride and Prejudice. You can alternate POV from the normal story. I'm doing a fairy tale retelling, and I'm going to start this series. Hooked by Emily McIntyre. It's a never after novel. So I'm gonna start that. I've been really keen to start this one. I put it off for a while because I've been wanting to finish a bunch of other series before I start new ones. But this time I can't wait to read that. Then the next one, number 19, is Food Pyramid. So you just have to find a book um, that has food on the cover. If you're doing the full prompts, I believe there has 5. You would have to do all different foods or food groups and stuff. I'm doing one with cake on the cover, and it's One Hot Summer Wedding by Fallon Ballard. Yeah, so it's a little one of those little Amazon novellas that when a bunch of authors get together and do a little novella series. It's one of those. It's just come out for American summer. So the next one is Mother Nature, and you basically have to find a cover that has some sort of weather event on the cover, or even like you could do hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquake, avalanche, fog, sunshine. Like if it can be a sunny one, but it has to actually have the sun on it. I'm doing a blizzard or snowstorm because I'm doing Sleigh Bells and Snowstorms by Claire Kingsley. So this one is um, handsome, charismatic, and charming Jensen Lakes is an enigma in a designer suit, but his playboy reputation is a persona, one of many that he uses in his unique line of work. A priceless heirloom goes missing right before the holidays, and Jensen is hired to find it. Tracking down the perpetrator will be simple. He'll be in and out before Santa hits chimneys. Natalie Thatcher needs a break. She's a dedicated sister, aunt, and nurse, but her life is no Christmas carol. Between bills, mounting home repairs, and holiday shopping to be done, most days she feels like she tangled a strand of lights. Anyway, it sounds really Christmassy, so I'm going to be reading it in December. So that one's there. This one is really number 21. It's called It's Your Birthday, and it's really there's a lot of options you can use for this, and it's really open to interpretation. It's really a fun one and really non-restrictive. So like there's a bunch of different ideas like there's 7 different options, so you can use your birthstone and you can use it as with the birthstone actually in the title, or it could be like the color of the birthstone, like the cover could be the color of the birthstone. A book published in your birth month in any year. I don't know how you find out. Yeah, you would have to rely. I would have to rely on a new release maybe, but because I don't know, they don't usually say unless it's an ebook, like in a cover, they don't usually say what month something's published. They only say the year usually. So yeah, but I don't know how you'd find out most books what month most books are made in unless you just read an ebook. But the other one is so it's yours. Also you could use your zodiac sign, your Chinese zodiac, birth flower, birth tree, or the meaning of your name. So I went with meaning of my name. My name Kira means dark one, and the title of this isn't a dark title, but the cover is dark. So I went with Whiteout by Diane Lane. So yeah, it's the dark cover. So that's what I'm going with. Then you go and read a backlist author. So someone you've read, and you who might have whether it's a small backlist or a large backlist, go back and read something from them. It's really again another open to interpretation type of one, easy one. And I'm going to be continuing the L. Kennedy series and that I'm reading, and this one's The Goal by L. Kennedy. I keep forgetting the name of the series. It's called Off Campus. That's right. I keep going to say Bright You, but that's the next series after the Off Campus. Yeah, so I'm going to do the Goal, number 4 in the Off Campus series. Then I'll be reading. For this one is number 23 is I must endeavor to acquire these creatures. So it's based off Pokemon, and you basically got to use one of their powers to find a book. So it could be in the title or in the image or whatever. It's so these are the types: a bug, dark, dragon, ground, ice, electric, fairy, fighting, poison, psychic, fire, flying, ghost, steel, water, grass, normal, and rock. I'm going with flying because I'm going to read Mile High by Liz Tom 40, and it's got a plane on the cover, and apparently she is an air hostess. So that's perfect. Number 24 is an anthology of authors. So when you're doing the full prompts for this, you have to read an anthology and then pick 6 authors out of an anthology to read their books, like a book from each author. This one, you just have to pick an anthology. And I've had this for so long. I have not read it yet. I think I read some of it earlier, but I can restart it. The Frat Chronicles by the R&E author fraternity, romance and erotica authors. Is it? So I'm not sure if you guys were around in the book community and like indie book community in like 2018, 2017, around there. Because there's like a bunch of male romance authors who made a book group on Facebook, and they would do live things, live videos and stuff like that. And it's really fun. It's such a fun group. I became friends with a few of them, and so Derek, who's one of the guys in here, Derek Adam, I became really good mates with him. I haven't talked to him for quite a while, but and he managed to get me this from the frat sign they did all together when this came out, and so he got all the guys to sign up for me. It was so awesome. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to finally cracking this open. It's been on my special bookcase for a really long time. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. That's the one I think I'm most excited about, just because I owe it to these guys to finally read this. So yeah. And the final prompt is, so number 25 is second chances and hidden gems. So anything you've soft DNF'd, you just try to read it again. I'm sort of doing it a little bit differently. I'm tweaking it for myself, really. I'm going with the hidden gem part instead of second chances, because there are a very small amount of books that I DNF like, and when I DNF a book, it has to be absolutely freaking terrible, like terrible. So I am not going to try them again because I'm not going to suffer through that again. Even for short books, I can't. So I'm tweaking it to be hidden gems because I can then finish the Hope Falls series with the Hope Falls novella from Melanie Shawn, One Sweet Day. And then that series is done. And that's another series off that I've started and it's off my list, and it's a hidden gem. Even though she's like a prolific author, I only know about her because I was in a Facebook group and grabbed a couple of freebies from her. And she's like I wouldn't know about her otherwise. And I don't know if anyone would, as many people, especially in Australia and stuff, would know about her either, because she's a really, well, they were indie authors. There was two people, two women, two sisters. One of them unfortunately passed away. But yeah, so I'm going to read One Sweet Day by Melanie Shawn. And that's Hope Falls done. There's like other Hope Falls like spin-off series, but that's like the first main Hope Falls series. Finito. So yeah. And that is all the prompts that I'm doing, all the prompts that are on the list, and that's everything I'm going to be doing. I'll probably do more. I really do want to try to do more. Even though I registered for this one because I just don't know, but I might try and do more just for my enjoyment. So anyway, we'll see. Um, and I'll see how my reading goes over the next like year and a half. Um, so that's it. Let me know if you guys are doing it and what are some reads that you've picked out for it and then looking forward to. I think I better mention who's doing it. I can't. Her name is. See, this is the first time I've ever heard of her either. So, oh man, hang on. Asura Santosha is the host. I'll try and find her YouTube thing again, but I'll try to at least post up a link for her story graph because that's where I'm doing the prompts from. She's got one of the challenge. She got the challenge up there from Storygraph. So yeah, that's the I use Storygraph for all my challenges, so that's what I'm doing. So anyway, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you don't know what to comment, just leave no like some books in in like emoji books, maybe a stack of books or even an individual book, whichever. Any of the book emojis, just leave them in their comment section. It's not original, but that's all I can think of. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.